Muy buenas tardes. I am very, very pleased to welcome you to the University at Albany for this historic occasion. I want to thank the many leaders who have joined us for today's announcement and ask them to please join us in the front stage as I call them. First, Assemblymember John McDonald. Assemblymember and Chair of the New York State Higher Education Committee, Patricia Fahey. UAlbany's Vice President for Research and Economic Development, Kesh Kesavadas. The Chancellor of the State University of New York, John B. King, Jr. And the Governor of the great state of New York, Kathy Hochul. Welcome. Please be seated. Thank you all. Governor, thank you so very much. Chancellor and all our elected officials, thank you so very much for joining us this afternoon. I would also like to recognize the Mayor of the City of Albany, Kathy Sheehan. Thank you for joining us. And our Deputy Albany County Executive, Michael McLaughlin, thank you very much for joining us. Also, our Chair of the University Council, Michael Castellana, thank you for joining us, Michael. And our partners and representatives from NVIDIA, thank you all for being here today as we unveil the AI supercomputer at the University at Albany, one of the most advanced AI supercomputers at any university in the country. We have a brief video to highlight how this supercomputer will revolutionize research at the University at Albany. Let's watch. Do you have an Android? Do you have an iPhone? Do you drive a car? All these things now are being significantly impacted by artificial intelligence.
AI will be driven by the next generation of students.
So we built an AI supercomputer engineered for performance and speed.
For us to hit real-world problems, we really need to invest in a computing that is comparable to what is available in the private domain. So we decided, let's focus on building a computer system here, which is second to none, but most importantly, it will give students the power to use our AI computing to help people.
The power of AI changes our relationship between businesses and customers, transforms our ability to find innovative health cures and solutions. I am so excited about the investments that the state of New York is willing to make in this space.
UAlbany's AI Plus initiative is a tremendous stride backed by New York's $75 million investment last year that will solidify our position on the world stage and ensure any student can get a proper grounding in these paradigm-shifting technologies.
We're the only institution in SUNY that has this 24-node NVIDIA system, 5 petabytes of all-flash storage, and it accounts for the smaller computational needs right up to massive jobs.
This is a major step forward for the University at Albany. We are national leaders, so when these discussions about AI started emerging, we wanted to take a lead and we wanted to provide the resources in terms of the faculty, but also in terms of the technology in order for us to move forward.
By being a student at UAlbany, you have the luxury of being able to use a real AI system in your course rather than speak about it or learn about it in simply an abstract way.
The goal is for you, no matter if you're in philosophy, engineering, sociology, history, or chemistry, to better understand what is AI, what is it useful for, what are the impact, and how can it benefit your growth and your development.
You cannot think of students sitting 5 years to get one solution. So the importance of this large cluster that we have invested in is that researchers can take a real-world problem and do machine learning and come up with solutions in a week's time, perhaps, right? Which we could not do before. What we are doing at UAlbany is we are showing how AI can be used in education. Our AI Plus program is, in my opinion, one of the most innovative program in the country.
The goal is having our students really becoming engaged global citizens who are using this technology, this know-how, and this expertise to transform the world. That's where we're heading, and I think we're headed in the right direction. So as you heard, the University at Albany will use this supercomputer to transform the world. That is what we do here at UAlbany, groundbreaking research that aims to benefit the public good. Our atmospheric scientists are using AI to improve our understanding of extreme weather, making more forecasts more accurate, and helping emergency managers making critical decisions. In storms like Hurricane Helene and Milton that have severely impacted the Southeast, these improvements and innovations can be the difference between life and death. In our RNA Institute, AI will enable researchers to find treatments for devastating diseases infinitely faster. In the College of Nanotechnology, Science and Engineering, researchers are leveraging machine learning to identify ways to remove forever chemicals from farm oils. At UAlbany, we are determined to lead the pack in harnessing AI's incredible potential. 2 years ago, we launched our innovative AI Plus initiative to integrate teaching and learning about AI across all our academic and research programs. That means that every student, regardless of their discipline, has access to courses about AI. To support this initiative, we embarked on the largest cluster hire in the university's history, bringing on 27 new faculty members with AI expertise across disciplines in each of our schools and colleges. The NVIDIA AI supercomputer we are unveiling today marks the next step in our AI journey. It will expand our university's computing power and enable UAlbany researchers to tackle complex problems and advance the public good. We are doing critically important work with real societal impacts. UAlbany is one of the most diverse public research universities in the nation. This matters when we talk about the impact of our work in AI. The incredible research findings this technology will power are important, but they are not the whole story. Who is conducting the research and who is benefiting from this research also matters a great deal. By ensuring every student has foundational knowledge in this technology, we have the power to ensure that AI benefits people from all backgrounds. All New Yorkers deserve to benefit from the incredible advances AI promises. At UAlbany, we are making sure that that happens. We are very grateful for the wonderful partners in these efforts, including our Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute neighbors. We have signed an agreement with RPI that will enable researchers at both institutions to utilize the other's advanced computing power. And none of this would be possible without the leadership of our Vice President for Research and Economic Development, Kesh Kesavadas, the technical expertise of our talented IT team led by Brian Heaton, our Provost, Carol Kim, our CFO, Todd Foreman, and the amazing faculty that do extraordinary work here at the University at Albany, among others. And of course, our leadership in AI has been generously supported by the great state of New York with a $75 million infusion of funding. Governor Kathy Hochul's clear-eyed vision for AI that benefits everyone in New York has positioned our state to lead. The governor's Empire AI Consortium, which was envisioned by Kathy Hochul and strongly supported by Chancellor King, is truly revolutionary. In order to help the implementation of this vision, UAlbany is taking a lead role nationally and is setting a very strong foundation for this innovative initiative to be successful. We greatly appreciate the governor's strong support for higher education and her vision for having the state of New York and SUNY become national, if not global leaders in this AI revolution. Please join me in welcoming to the podium the governor of the great state of New York, Kathy Hochul.
Thank you. The world is in the midst of one of the most important races in human history. It's a race for knowledge, wealth, prosperity, and power. The race to become the global leader in AI will be one of the defining competitions in our lifetimes as we seek to unlock and control technology that could transform the future that we're heading into. And today, as we unveil a new supercomputer, the likes of which we could not even imagine just a few short years ago, right here at the University of Albany, I have so many people to say thank you to. Because of them, New York is in that race, and we're leading that race. So do not underestimate the power of making decisions. Say, we will compete, we will win, and that's part of why we're here today. We'll set the pace for innovation, for ambition, and progress throughout our country. So I want to thank some individuals. Dr. Javier Rodriguez. This is here for a reason. You realize the full potential of the assets you already have at this extraordinary institution and how they can be harnessed to go where no man or woman has gone before. But leadership matters, and I thank you for leading this incredible initiative. Let's give our great president of UAlbany a round of applause. Javier Rodriguez. Similar to be said about Chancellor John King. I wanted someone who was a visionary. Yes, he has vast operations to oversee as a practitioner on the operations side, but I also wanted people in positions like this who could see way down the road, who could look into the future and get a snapshot of what it could look like if we use the power of SUNY. And you have unleashed that power, Chancellor King, and I want to thank you for your leadership as well. Let's give a round of applause. The resources we bring to this come from a number of sources. One is our budget director, Blake Washington, who's here, so you ought to be nice to Blake, but also our legislature, our partners in the legislature. The chair of the Higher Education Committee is right here in Albany. Assembly Member Pat Fahey, and she has realized how the incredible power of this institution, and I want to thank her for helping championing this through the legislature. Let's give a round of applause to Assembly Member Pat Fahey. Assemblyman John McDonald is always there with his hand out for more money for his district as well. All right, John, I know, as I said, I'm kind of enjoying this time when we're not in budget, but you have great leaders here, and never underestimate the power of the peoples that you select to serve you in state government and how that's being used for public good here. A mayor who has been a friend a long time, Mayor Kathy Sheehan, you've been at the forefront of a lot of battles as well, but you guide this city and this region with your commitment to true public service because you know what it's all about. And I want to thank our mayor for being here as well for many great announcements. John Coyne, NVIDIA Higher Education Research, thank you. And Kesh, I'm going to say it wrong, but I'm going to try. Keshavidis? Is that close enough? And I've got a name that's been mangled ever since I've been married 40 years. Would have been easier to keep the maiden name, but I didn't. But I want to thank everyone here and all the students here. I want to thank the students and the researchers and the practitioners and PhD candidates and others who are here today, and our other partners in government, RPI, what an extraordinary organization to be able to come together and bring all that together in this place. So, and as I said, we're competitive here in New York. It's sort of in our DNA. And every other state in the nation is waking up and thinking they're not behind. Everyone wants to be the leader in AI development. But I said in my State of the State less than a year ago, that whoever dominates the AI industry will dominate the next chapter of human history. And we know why superpowers like China are working overtime to dominate and build the next generation of supercomputers capable of making mass technological strides. But here in the United States, those supercomputers also exist. And until today, they had been in the hands of private companies, OpenAI, Google, Microsoft. Imagine all the good that can be done when that same power is in the hands of institutions like University of Albany, dedicated to the public good. The most driven academic minds, as I mentioned, are researchers and PhD candidates, and their objective is not to make money off of this. Their objective is to foster progress for mankind, womankind, and to innovate, to be creative, to learn and improve society and the human condition. If we can solve problems that are affecting people right now, if we can use this as that tool, what an extraordinary place we'll be. So in April of 2022, we awarded the $75 million to the University of Albany, and half of those funds were to complete CNSE Downtown, and the other half was to go toward your programming. And people may have questioned, why would you put so much money into programming? Because it led to where we are here today. And today we reap the rewards of that investment. And I'm going to get a little bit technical for a second. It's an NVIDIA DGX system with 24 AI 100 nodes. You all know what that means? We're in a classroom, right? I mean, do I get to quiz them? But that's what we have here. Talk to your geek friends. Look it up. They'll be very impressed. Try to repeat that again. It has 192 graphic processing units. Maybe you'll appreciate this. 3 miles of fiber optic cabling. And that's why we can do vastly complex calculations. And the research will be just extraordinary. And solve problems in hours that would have taken days before. Look at the efficiency of that statement alone, what we can do so much more. It doesn't mean you get the rest of the week off. It means that you'll be working, will be even more productive in finding solutions because we have urgency behind what we're doing here today. But when this starts running, and you heard from Dr. Rodriguez some of the incredible potential uses, and we're all thinking about what is happening in Florida. I have 4 family members' houses who took direct hits and are having problems right now. And to be able to forecast that, I mean, you saw this all across the states and the country. Like, where is it going? Is it going up here? Is it going there? They couldn't even tell it was going to hit the other side of Florida with such ferocity. So people were not ready for that. Imagine if that modeling was accurate, that people have the early warning systems. They can evacuate a lot earlier, board up the buildings, get the gas in the tank. All those issues that are real today could be solved with what we're doing here. That's why I want to break it down to what we can understand. That's called improving people's lives. And as you heard from Dr. Rodriguez, saving people's lives as well. And developing vaccines. I mean, look how we survived the pandemic because of the rapid development of vaccines. But we still had to wait a long time. In our minds, it was long. This normally would have taken years. So in the industry's mind, it was done in no time at all. But if you're someone who's desperately afraid of contracting COVID and its deadly impacts at that time, you want that vaccine immediately, right? And that's what we're also focusing on, is how we can make real differences in people's lives. So we also announced our Empire AI initiative. It's a $400 million public-private consortium designed to similar to what we're doing here, build supercomputers. Again, another area where SUNY is stepping up. This will be housed at the University of Buffalo. And all it is advancing the same goals. So when other states are looking, they're saying, oh my gosh, they're doing it at UAlbany. Oh, they're actually doing it at Buffalo now. They're so far ahead of us. You also just surrender if you're from another state because you will never catch up to us, right? Just throw in the towel, right? But this is so exciting because it's not about the the computer itself. It's about the thousands of jobs that are created. The thousands of new jobs that we can't even imagine right now are going to be created when we harness this power and make the microchips that are needed and the brand new factories across our states. And so this is how we transform our economy. Look what we're doing with Micron just down the road. The ripple effect of Micron is not just for the immediate Syracuse area, not at all. It's being felt in every inch of the corridor, the 90 corridor from Buffalo all the way through Albany. And other parts of our state are going to be beneficiaries as we try to create the supply chain to support the $100 billion investment. And I'm going to repeat that, $100 billion. You have not heard that before because it's never happened in the history of the United States before, an investment that large. That's what's happening here. And if you're a student sitting in your chairs right now, unlike when I was growing up and they're saying, sorry, students, you're probably going to have to go to another state for your future. The future is unfolding right before your eyes, and you are poised to step into it. And the education you get here, because of access to this incredible technology, sets you apart from everybody else who is educated elsewhere. That's something I do not want you to take for granted, and you can use that in all your marketing going forward. Tell them the governor said so. So people are concerned about the power of AI as well, right? People see the Matrix, they see a lot of shows, like the power, the fear. A lot of elected officials are afraid of the fake ads that are out there and the deep fakes and the opportunities to continue to represent the truth. But that should not stop us. The fear of misappropriation should not be something that holds us back, because the good will so outweigh any negativity around it. And that's what we have to be bold and lean hard into. When others are stepping back, we step in. That's what New York has always done. There is no challenge that we've never been able to identify and tackle successfully. That's why there is an Erie Canal. That's why 200 years ago, one person sitting in a debtor's prison because he couldn't get his products to market and owed a lot of debt, sitting in jail, devised and innovated the Erie Canal that would literally dig a ditch across the entire state of New York. People thought he was crazy. Thomas Jefferson literally called him insane. He was the president of the United States and says, we're not giving money to that insane idea. And look what it unleashed. Turned New York City from a little community into a financial powerhouse, a commercial powerhouse, and it brought opportunities all across the region because of an idea that took hold, and people were not afraid to embrace it. That is what we're talking about here today. Embrace it. Own it. We'll continue to support what you're doing here at UAlbany and all across SUNY, because I believe in this. I believe in creating opportunities for families to be educated here and stay here. You don't have to go to another state. People from other states are now discovering us. They want to be here, and my friends who are very young, that never happened in the past. They now want to be part of this. So we're excited about this, as you can tell. Again, the leadership here is extraordinary. The change in curriculum and the focus on making sure that our graduates and our current research students have all the advantages in the world, because this is not happening anywhere else. And with that, I want to thank Chancellor King again and invite him up to speak and again say this happens because of individuals, the ones you see right here, and I'm so grateful to have their partnership as we not just walk into the future, we are running into the future. Thank you very much.
Hello, and thank you all so much for being here today and giving me the opportunity to celebrate this wonderful occasion with all of you. I can't tell you how excited I am to be here, although from what I understand, it's possible the supercomputer could. Let me first say thank you to Governor Hochul for her just tireless support for the SUNY system and her belief that the SUNY system can and must be the best public system of higher education in the nation. Excellence, that's right. That's right. Excellence takes resources and support, and Governor Hochul literally never fails to come through for SUNY. So thank you very much, Governor, for all the support. I also want to thank Assembly Higher Education Chair Pat Fahey and Assembly Member McDonald, who are relentless champions for UAlbany and for all of SUNY, and of course, Budget Director Blake Washington, who is a UAlbany alum.
And so he'll remember that at budget time. I also want to appreciate 3 of our SUNY trustees who are with us, Trustee Burke, Trustee Landa, and Trustee Harvey. Thank you for your leadership on behalf of the SUNY system. Certainly want to thank Abhidam for his leadership at UAlbany. From the moment he arrived, he has put the campus on an upward trajectory. His devotion to helping this campus flourish is a testament to the particular power of blending ambition for the institution and incredible persistence in a president. So thank you very much, Abhidam, for your leadership. Now, we always say there's a place for every New Yorker at SUNY. And I would also argue there is a way for AI to advantage every New Yorker if it is developed and deployed properly. UAlbany's AI Plus initiative is a model for how campuses can approach and develop AI that is for everyone, serves everyone, delivers across every discipline, helps us teach, helps us learn, helps us discover, and helps us come together. As Governor Hochul emphasizes, AI for the public good. Perhaps the greatest strength of bringing AI Plus to this campus is the synergy, the ways in which Albany's already strong programs will be powered to new heights by new technology. In pursuit of the public good in fields like weather and climate science, biotechnology, public policy, cybersecurity, semiconductor engineering, and health data analytics, strategic investments in AI will push Albany's programs to new heights. And at the same time, AI Plus will empower inter-campus collaborations that serve the entire SUNY system and the state as a whole, as other SUNY campuses harness AI Plus to power research in every imaginable discipline. As this nation was born and grew into a world power, New York became one of the nation's greatest, wealthiest, most powerful, and most purposeful states thanks to scientific advances that became technological advances. From transportation to manufacturing to finance and across every field of human endeavor, we won because we led in innovation and in educating a citizenry and workforce that could use those innovations to great advantage. Today, under Governor Hochul, another wave of New York prosperity and dominance is growing in advanced manufacturing and sustainable climate technology, in healthcare and computing, in biotech and transportation, and through innovation in age-old industries like agriculture, too. Part of what makes all of this possible is recruitment and retention of the best faculty and academic leaders, which is a perfect segue to saying thank you again to the UAlbany community and to turn this over to UAlbany Vice President for Research and Economic Development, Kesh Kesavadas, whose leadership of AI Plus has done so much to bring us here in celebration today. Kesh.
Thank you, Chancellor King. Thank you, Governor Hochul. But for your support, we would not have this AI Plus today. I would also like to acknowledge some other research partners, especially Dr. Robert Hull from RPI, who's my counterpart and Vice President of Research at RPI, and many other people in the room here who have been collaborating with us in the space of AI. I also want to thank people in my Division of Research, Academic Affairs, and so many other people in campus who have worked in this area. But I must especially thank our dedicated ITS staff, who was led by Brian Heaton. Brian, who designed and built the system. And Brian, we asked a lot of the ITS staff, and I hope your staff is as proud of your accomplishment as I am. Just want to share a small story that I feel special connection to this project because I have been working in the space of AI for the last 30 years. I learned about Hopfield network and used backpropagation neural network in my doctoral dissertation. On Tuesday, Professor John Hopfield and Jeffrey Hinton of backpropagation neural network, often considered as foundational AI, won the Nobel Prize in Physics. Two computer scientists won Nobel Prize for Physics, and that actually makes all of us very, very ambitious. And yesterday, 3 scientists won Nobel Prize in chemistry for groundbreaking work in using AI in the design of proteins in something called AlphaFold 2 and Rosetta, which has completely revolutionized the way we are going to do drug discovery in the future. This is a testament for how AI is even transforming areas that nobody thought would actually be touched by AI. At UAlbany, we approached this challenge with a simple premise. What if our researchers no longer needed to limit their imaginations based on computing infrastructure we currently had? What if we could give them a machine powerful enough to do virtually anything they wanted? What could they do with this machine? How could they make the world better? We no longer need to wait. As we will see in a moment, researchers at UAlbany are bringing projects online using this new AI supercomputer that will help people in concrete ways, including helping people with mental health challenges get support they needed in timely manner, devising new methods to keep PFAS chemicals out of our food, improving short-term weather forecasting to protect life and property, accelerating the process of drug discovery to treat terrible diseases, analyzing social media in the aftermath of disasters to determine where help is critically needed, designing more advanced microchip that will dramatically reduce the power of consumption of of the future computers, and evaluating the trustworthiness of these systems. The list goes on and on. The good that we have to do with the computer goes to the heart of Governor Hochul's vision for Empire AI. We cannot allow corporations alone to control the most powerful computers. We have a special obligation as public universities to ensure these machines are used to tackle problems even when, and especially when, there is no profit in the solution. That was the vision behind AI Plus at UAlbany. We are proud to share this vision with the governor. The governor has invested significantly in ensuring New York remains a leader in the responsible and equitable development of this technology. There is no wiser place for these investments than in the best public university system in the nation. And we are honored and excited for the opportunity to help New York lead the way. I'm now proud to introduce Associate Professor of Chemistry, Professor Ellen Chen, and Research Scientist Sweta Vangaveti of UAlbany's world-famous RNA Institute, who will show you exactly how we will use the AI computer to help the people in the world.
Thank you, Kesh. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Sweta Vangaveti. I'm a computational biologist and a research scientist at the RNA Institute. And at the RNA Institute, we focus on health problems related to RNA. And for example, one such disease that we focus on is myotonic dystrophy, which is caused by a toxic RNA that you can see up on the screen. So this RNA traps essential proteins that you can see as shiny ribbons all around the RNA. And in doing so, it prevents these proteins from functioning, leading to several problems in the heart, the brain, and the muscle. So traditional approaches to study some of these interactions will take several years. With simulations like this, and with our supercomputing capabilities that we have right now, we can significantly accelerate this process. So this helps us provide insights into disease mechanisms, also helps extensive testing, and also provides a way provides a guide for development of therapeutics. So a good therapeutic in this case would be if you could find something that binds to that RNA and blocks this interaction and releases the protein, and then that restores normal cell function. So what we have done now is identified the target, in this case the toxic RNA. But that's just one piece of the puzzle. Now we need to find an optimal drug candidate, and weeding that out from hundreds and thousands of molecules is, again, time-consuming and resource-intensive. With AI and machine learning, we can quickly find promising candidates that we can then test in the lab, not just finding promising candidates from an existing pool of molecules, but AI also has the capability to produce new, propose new ones. And the reason it can do that is because one of the strengths of AI is that it can analyze multidimensional data sets and find and uncover rare patterns that are sometimes missed and sometimes invisible to the human eye. So using this AI-based approach for RNA therapeutics can be applied not just to myotonic dystrophy, but to a lot of other currently untreatable diseases. And might I add and reiterate that training on this supercomputer will provide our students with the skills necessary for high-tech jobs in New York and around the world. That's all I got. Thank you so much for your attention.
Thank you, Sweta. So I'm Alan Chen, faculty in chemistry in the RNA Institute, and I want to highlight some of the projects that we've been doing. This is a 3D molecular model of the SARS-CoV-2 genome, which causes the coronavirus disease. And you can see here that we predict using AI tools similar to the ones that just won the Nobel Prize in Chemistry, that it has these unique molecular architecture, implications of which I'll mention in a moment. So this beautiful molecule over here is a ribosome. Ribosomes are protein factories that keep us healthy in our cells by making proteins for us. They have multiple layers of authentication to make sure that they aren't co-opted by an invading force, such as an invading virus. And what's really interesting is that researchers at UAlbany's RNA Institute and Biology Department think that they've discovered that these structures in the coronavirus genome are actually what enable it to pick the molecular lock and co-opt the ribosome to produce viral proteins. We know this actually happens, but if we can pinpoint the exact interaction that allows this to happen, then we could create better antivirals and possibly help prevent the next pandemic. The last project I want to talk about comes from materials chemistry. This molecular sieve you see here is called a metal organic framework. Chemists at UAlbany are able to engineer them with atom-level precision in these sieves. This glowing molecule there, that is a PFAS molecule, which we all know is toxic to our health. Right now, you can see that these sieves, the molecule will go straight through it. If we could find a metal organic framework that with just the right architecture that it could hug the PFAS molecule, it could potentially detect it in very low concentrations, much cheaper and faster than current methods, and possibly even use it to remediate contaminated water. But right now, there are more possible ways to make these frameworks than there are stars in the sky. Sorting through them one by one is going to be too long. So using artificial intelligence, machine learning simulations will potentially allow us to find patterns that we may have missed by eye and solve these types of problems. Thank you.
Thank you, Alan. Thank you, Alan. Thank you, Sweta. Very exciting work. Next, I want to introduce you to one of our biggest champion, Assemblymember Pat Fahey.
Thank you, and that is a hard act to follow, but I am certainly inspired. That is, we fight a lot over budgets, and budgets are, there are so many things that compete for funding every year. And while the governor and others were very kind about the $75 million that John McDonald, myself, and Senator Breslin secured for UAlbany, what they didn't say is that took, about 5 years or so to get that funding. And it started with about $35 million, became $75 million. And initially it was for engineering, and then quickly it became, AI. So as that was moving through, the goals changed, as President Rodriguez mentioned, the whole curriculum now is changing here, and I love that whatever major a student decides to study, they are going to learn about AI. So that $35 million, yes, it has helped with launching the building, and the funding for a lot of what we've heard about today, but it has become so much more. And it just makes us feel good about some of these fights as we as we have to weigh in on all of the competing interests. So thank you for all of this. It's extraordinarily exciting. And Governor, I just need to echo your words on a vision is so important. We know, I was not in the assembly at the time, but we know the early investments in the semiconductor industry that started with SUNY Poly really led to us becoming the epicenter here. At least we like to say that, nothing against Silicon Valley, but we still like to say we are the epicenter of the semiconductor industry. I know that that is the goal, and we certainly used it a lot as we were fighting over the 400 million on the AI investment, Empire AI, this year. So thank you for your leadership. Thank you for your vision on that. It is a shared vision because I believe it is these types of investments that will put us ahead. It is this type of innovation. And as we see every other day, we're reading and watching these extraordinary weather-related disasters. It's not enough anymore to predict them, even though we know we're making extraordinary investments in that with the mesonet and more. We need, it is this type of work, the supercomputer, and more that will help us with solving some of these energy problems that are under the climate change problems that are the undercurrent of so many of these weather-related disasters. And it is the same with healthcare. So I share the optimism. I love these investments. It makes us feel good. The Chancellor, Kesh, more on what we are fighting for. And I just have to say to the students here, please know we believe in you. We've had some of the record-setting investments in SUNY and CUNY the last couple of years, record-setting for the last 25 years in TAP, the Tuition Assistance Program. We believe in you. It makes us feel great about what these investments are doing, and I look forward to just hearing so much more. You truly do give us optimism that we will solve the healthcare crisis that we face and so many of the health challenges, as well as the energy-related ones. So thank you for all you do to carry out this vision. Thank you.
Next, I welcome Assembly Member John McDonald to come and say a few words.
Thank you, Kesh. And the good news is I'm last for the most part. So, although I'm tempted to stretch it out for another 30 minutes to get a full hour of continuing education credit, because Sweta and Alan's presentation was perfect for me, and my license is up next year. But I will not do that. Governor, thank you for your leadership. I will say this, yes, our hands are out quite often. As you know, I was a former mayor, and as this mayor will attest to, we do ask for a lot because we perform and do a lot of good things. And your leadership on this initiative, I remember back when you gave the state in the Assembly chamber. You're still welcome there, even though you took Blake from us. It's okay. I remember listening, I said, I wonder how this is going to work out, and how is she going to piece this together? And you set a goal, you set a mission. You worked with John and all the university presidents, also worked with and talked to the people in the private sector. And, you know, Havidan, you mentioned it earlier, I was so, as you know, I represent Troy, so I have RPI as well. And Marty Schmidt and Havidan have struck up a great working relationship. And it's about making sure, and through your effort, that every student has the opportunity. It's true, AI is a concern to some people. Every time I look at my phone, I get concerned sometimes when I see some of the things, especially on X. But the truth of the matter is, we need our students to be fully trained to take us to the next level. And that's why this investment here in the state of New York, but here particularly at the U of Albany, is so critical. So we'll be back for more. Don't you worry. But I want to thank you, and Mayor, join with me when I say thank you for investing in the capital of the world. Thank you.
Thank you all so very much. Governor Hochul, Chancellor King, Assembly Members Fahey and McDonald, Kesh, Alan, Sveta, Brian, and to all of you. We are here today because of a strong, sustainable long-lasting partnership that we have developed in order to make this happen. So to the governor, the chancellor, the assembly members, I want to thank you for your engagement. I want to thank you for your support. I want to thank you for your commitment and for everything that you do for the great state of New York, for SUNY, and for our communities. I cannot wait to see the additional innovative and transformational research that we will conduct here at the University at Albany. We are committed to research that impacts the public good with a real societal, real-world impact. That is what we do at the University at Albany. And I want to thank all of you for being here today, for joining us in this incredible opportunity, not only for the university, not only for the great state of New York, but for the nation and actually globally to serve our communities. Once again, thank you, everybody. And as we always like to say at the University at Albany, today, like every single day, it is a great day to be a great Dane. Muchas gracias.